Hey guys, I'm Bill Losey, America's retirement strategist, and if you give me just a couple minutes of your life, I'll give you 20 years of mine. I'm here today in my beautiful backyard in upstate New York. I want to talk to you about how to cope with inflation in retirement, and I'll get to that in just a minute. But first, who the heck am I and why should you listen to me? Well, if you don't know me, I'm the former resident retirement expert on CNBC's On the Money. I'm the author of Retire in a Weekend, The Baby Boomer's Guide to Making Work Optional. In addition, I'm a highly sought-after speaker as well as guest expert on personal finance, radio and TV programs nationwide. But finally, and most importantly, I've been counseling baby boomers like yourself for about the last 20 years. So one of the most important questions I get all the time, and one of the top 5 retirement concerns, is coping and dealing with inflation. And it's a legitimate concern. Despite what you hear on the news about little or no inflation right now, and despite what you hear about the Fed having inflation targets of 1 to 2%, even at a real low inflation rate of 3 or even 4%, you would need to have double the money in 20 years just to maintain the same standard of living that you have today. So if you're still working, for example, let's say you're earning $50,000 per year and you feel that your standard of living is okay. That means in 20 years from now, in the year 2030, you would need to have double the income, or $100,000, just to maintain that same standard of living. So how do you keep pace with, or how do you outpace inflation? Well, you got to keep your expenses in check, number one, but more importantly, number two, despite what the last 10 years have given us in the stock market, which is, very little, if any, return, bonds actually outperformed. Over the long term, 20 years or longer, stocks have historically always been able to keep pace or outpace inflation. So it's my suggestion and recommendation to my own private clients that they always maintain at least 40% of their investment portfolio in the stock market. Now, I'm not just talking about a couple individual stocks. I'm talking about broad diversification in both international stocks as well as domestic stocks in 48 different countries. So asset allocation, diversification, costs matter, tax management, all those things have to be taken into account if you actually want to combat inflation. So keep at least 40% there. That's my advice. Talk with your trusted advisor. It's a general rule of thumb. Of course, past performance isn't a guarantee of future results, but in my book, it's what works well right now. And the fact of the matter is, if I was retired, I would be doing the exact same thing. If you found this information helpful, I hope you did. I'd love for you to go to my website. I've got a free 30-page report entitled The 10 Biggest Mistakes That People Make When Retiring and How You Can Avoid Them. It's yours free. All you have to do is go back to my website, type in your email address, and you can have access to the report. The domain is billlosey.com. That's BILLLOSEY.com. I am Bill Losey. I appreciate you. I thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you back here next time. Take care.